Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a sponsored video by Toko Graphics. They asked me to make a video for their graphics pack, and I'll show you what comes with it and how to use them. First up, we have a previews URL that they include in the pack here. And this gives you a nice animated web page GUI interface that shows you all the graphics laid out by category. You can quickly scroll through and get an idea of how everything will look. They also have a glitch effect and some sound effects included in this pack as well. So let's jump into Resolve and I'll show you how they work. So once you install the graphics pack, you're now going to have a category called Toko Graphics underneath your titles. And there are 16 categories. We've got backgrounds, basic titles, big titles, kinetic posters, interface items. These are very useful for all the social media posting. We got a whole bunch of beautiful gradients, call outs. There's a few features that make this pack really easy to use. So I got a title here and a transition. So let's examine how these controls work inside each element. If we go over here and drop down our menus in the inspector, you can change your text, your font, the color of your text, the color of your graphic logo. You can change the positioning of everything, including just the graphic or the logo independently, as well as some main settings that would function like the inspector would. Here's one where I've branded it with your channel name. So you can drag down any of these elements, use Resolve's Inspector on the right here. I've made this say your channel. Then I added it over to the media pool here. And now you're able to just drag this back down with your channel's branding on it without having to re-enter your text. Another great feature to this graphics pack is you can go from your 16:9, switch your project's resolution to vertical, and the graphics are going to resize automatically to work in the vertical format as well. So just to give you a good example of how fast you can work with these titles, we'll choose a gradient here. Then we can grab this, it'll float right over our background and they're already ready for alpha channel use. If you need to resize, you can call up your overlay and just drag it around or drag the corner to resize it wherever you need. Here's another example of one of their titles. And this one, we're going to jump over to Fusion, double click on this grouped panel here and bring it over to here. We'll take our media out and drop it into our preview window. And now you can see we have placeholders for each of these cards. So in this example, if you were doing like a real estate, you can drag and drop your own media here and replace it. So I'll grab a couple of shots here for each panel and drop them in. Then if you want to reposition what's being shown on screen, each card has a position and you can just drag it and move it to where you want the focal point to be. And now you have something like a real estate portfolio if you were going to show a few homes. And then click on your controls to change each item listed here, including the menu button. So they're all very flexible, very easy to use, drag and drop, customizable, resizable to vertical. And as I mentioned, it does come with some sound effects and glitch effects. So downloading it, you'll get a zip file. You open that up, you get the Toko installer, and you'll get a Windows or a Mac PKG. There's the manual install, which also has a Resolve effects. You can just click that. There's a README PDF. Under the extra materials are your glitch effects and sound effects, some files for iPad install, tutorials, as well as the preview URL I discussed earlier, and a README file, which will walk you through and link you to the website for install and let you know which additional fonts you need to download to use it. There are two different licenses that they offer, one for general standard use and another one for commercial. You only really need the commercial if you're going to use these assets in a film or television situation. The standard comes with the same identical stuff for each pack, but the license has you covered for social media, YouTube, or any of the other postings. I'd like to thank Toko Graphics for reaching out and allowing me to check their pack out. I think there's quite a bit of value here. If you guys would like to check it out, click on the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.